Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Leo here, and I'm bringing you another video of our July challenge, Fly in July. So the prompt for today was blackbirds, and I was pretty excited about doing this piece because I had an idea pretty much immediately. So I'm kind of going for this, like a beautiful woman in the center, and she's kind of mysterious, and then she's got these three crows flying around her. So that's kind of what I went with, and she ended up being an elf actually. You can see the ears there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I am going to talk a little less in this one and just let you guys kind of watch the process, but I'll pop in when I feel like it's important. So I'm drawing in these earrings here. I drew in the shoulders just a moment ago. I left her bald at the top because I was trying to figure out her hair for a little bit. So then I start working on the bangs. And I had a hard time getting the hair to look how I wanted it at first. But then I realized it was based on the shape of her head. And then I needed to move some things around. So in a little bit you'll see that I simplify the face. I think the face I had was really good as far as for another type of thing. I took it from a reference, or I used reference to draw it, and it just didn't fit what I was looking for, so I ended up simplifying the face. You guys will see that later. Right now I'm just adding in the crows. So for this crow, I hid all the other layers because it was the most complicated. So I hid all the other layers and just drew it by itself, and then decided to resize it. And I did use reference for these crows as well. My visual library is not that extensive yet. I think I would have been able to do the wings okay, but the head and the body and stuff would have been a challenge without a reference. So you guys can't see them on here, but I have them up on my computer screen because having them all on my canvas on my iPad gets a little cluttered, so I just prefer to have them up on my computer or another device. But yeah, I did 3 since it was the third prompt. I thought 3 crows made a lot of sense. Plus it kind of added to the composition, I feel. I added some feathers for an extra effect. And here's the part I was talking about where I go in and I simplify the face shape. I think the face I had would have been really good for if I was painting. In fact, this would have been a very cool painting to do, but painting would have taken me hours upon hours upon hours. This piece alone already took me 4, maybe a little more, so. But yeah, I decided to simplify some things, and then I work on that hairline a bit more. So at this point, I decided to go into doing the line art. Usually with line art, it kind of brings everything together if I'm not super happy with a sketch. But it's pretty much where I want it. I will go ahead and start the line art, and it will kind of tie everything together. I love Procreate because of the symmetry feature that it has. It makes drawing these front-facing characters very easy, so I appreciate that feature a lot. I had been watching some makeup videos because in my spare time I like to wear makeup, and got the idea for these little bottom eyelashes from a video, so I thought they looked kind of cute. And I realized as I was reviewing this that I forgot to put the stud in her nose, like her little nose ring, but I think it looked fine without it in the end. You guys can let me know in the comments below what you think. So those earrings are super simple. I really just wanted a large, round, black earring. So I just looked up onyx earrings as my reference and went from there. Anytime you guys are seeing me pause for longer than normal, it's probably because I'm going into YouTube or whatever media player I'm using to change my music. So that's what that's all about. So I switched to a new layer to do the line art for the crows at first. And I did that for the hair as well, just so that nothing gets crisscrossed and I don't accidentally erase something I didn't want to. So what I do is draw all of this on a separate layer and then erase underneath it, and then merge those layers together when I'm done lining everything. I have to say I'm pretty happy with how the crows turned out, because they're pretty realistic looking. That's the perks of drawing from a reference, everyone. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And the feet on a bird especially are very difficult for me to draw, which is something I noticed in yesterday's video. Even drawing them cartoony, I was like, how do I draw this? So I really intentionally went and found a picture with feet in it, with the bird feet, so that I could draw them better, or talons, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I think by the end of this month I'm gonna have wings and birds down pat forever. Which is kind of the point of this whole challenge. I really wanted to push myself to A, have a reason to upload frequently, B, increase my visual library, and C, just something to really get my creative juices flowing, start thinking of new ideas. I think as a character designer myself, I really strive to like bring fresh ideas to things. So refreshing your creativity, doing exercises like this, I think is really important for character design, because it kind of makes you think outside of the box sometimes. And, you know, that being said, this piece isn't necessarily anything, you know, groundbreaking, but it's more so just the idea of coming up with something quickly out of nothing. Because when you do a prompt like this, you have a few hours a day maybe to get a piece done. So I did spend more time on this piece, not a whole lot, but I think that just goes to show how uninterested I was in the copy piece yesterday. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk very much, but here I am talking anyway. Moving on to the colors. So I'm just putting in some flat colors here, and I will touch base with you guys when I start shading and stuff. So I want to make a quick note that while I was editing this video and doing the voiceover, that my editing software, which is DaVinci Resolve if anybody was wondering, was being really laggy. I've been having a lot of trouble with it today. I think it needs an update, but I can't figure out how to update it. Point being, I'm sorry if this video ends up being a little shaky or, you know, not quite as smooth as the last two. I don't think it will affect the final video. I think it's just the playback. But just wanted to throw that out there in case it happens. I do apologize for that, and I will try to get it together for the next video. So now we can see that in the crows here, I'm adding some highlights. I noticed in my reference pictures that crows' feathers, even though they're black, they have like this bluish purple sheen to them. So I just wanted to throw in some faded purple with the luminance brush there. And this is actually the light brush, I believe, not the light pen. And there I'm just erasing out some parts of my clipping mask that I forgot to take out. But then I add those highlights to the feathers. And then I went back and darkened the eyes of the crows, which ended up not mattering too much at the end. You guys will see why. But at the time, it seemed like the right thing to do. So here I am adding similar shading to the crows onto her shirt or dress or whatever it is. Adding some highlights. I think my headcanon behind this elven lady is that she is a shapeshifter. So I wanted to match the garment to the birds, in other words. So then I go in with a brighter highlight on top, just to kind of add some emphasis in areas that I think should pop out a little more. These highlights are not, like, accurate to a light source necessarily. I just did like a general light from the top, and just highlighted the areas that I really wanted to have focus, kind of like the beak areas and the tops of the wings and stuff. Adding some shading on that there. And I believe the next thing I do is work on the skin. Yes. So the shade I'm using here on the skin was a little too gray, so I do end up color shifting that, or hue shifting that in a bit to add a little more warmth to it. Because I wanted her to be pale, but I didn't want her to look like a zombie, you know? So we do end up shifting that here in a minute. And honestly, for me, I think that working on the face with the coloring was the funnest part for me. So here I'm adding some highlights. I think my favorite thing about this piece is the nose highlight. It looks really good in my opinion, because it's got that hard edge on the top and then it's soft around the fleshy bits at the tip, and I just really enjoy that. The lips gave me a little bit more trouble just because I'm not used to doing like really glossy lips on characters, but I think that turned out alright. And we are getting close to the end of this here. I think I just need to do the earrings and finish the highlights in the hair, which is what I'm working on right now. And I went for kind of like a streaky highlight that I ended up blending out with the smudge brush, which I thought looked pretty decent. I was kind of at this point I kind of started hurrying up because I think soon after this my Apple Pencil was like, oh, you're gonna die. Or not me, but it was like, I'm gonna die. My Apple Pencil was losing power and needed to be charged, so I kind of sped through the earrings here and some of the skin details, so hopefully it's not too noticeable, but I think that's part of the reason I added the glow on top subconsciously, which you guys will see in a minute, is because I was running out of time and needed to finish up. But so here's where I start adding the glow to the eyes, which is pretty much the last bit of this video. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a background, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone's support and the subscribers that I'm getting and the views on the video. Makes me really happy. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a like, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.